Hello friends, this video on Matter and Magnetism Part 15 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till Part 14 before going ahead with Part 15. So let us look at the first problem. The problem says, what is the radius of the path of an electron of mass 9 into 10 to the power minus 31 kgs and charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, moving at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla perpendicular to it. That means there is an electron which is moving at a speed of this much. That is, let us say this velocity is 3 into 10 to the power 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Perpendicular to it, that means V and B are perpendicular to each other, right? So how will the motion be? Let us suppose this is the magnetic field. So magnetic field is acting in the downward direction. And let us suppose this is my electron. So this electron is moving with some velocity, let us say V. It is moving with some velocity V. So what would be the direction of the force? You apply your right hand rule, V cross B. So take all your 4 fingers towards V, put it down. So your thumb will point towards this direction. So this will be the direction of force. Similarly, the electron goes here. So velocity is in this direction, force will be in this direction. So you will end up getting a circle like this. So the electron will move in a circular path. So basically the force experienced by the electron due to the magnetic field, that is force experienced by electron due to the magnetic field is nothing but this force acts as the centripetal force because of which the electron moves in a circular path. So what is the force experienced by the electron? It is Q into V cross B, and centripetal force is mv square by r. Now V cross B is VB sine theta, and theta is equal to 90 degree. So this will be QVB is equal to mv square by r. So V and V will get cancelled. So you get R is equal to mv divided by QB. See, if you understand the concepts, then there is no need of even memorizing the formula. Did it take a long time? It didn't take a long time, right? So understanding is more important. So what is M? M is nothing but mass of electron, that is 9 into 10 to the power minus 31. V is the velocity of electron, which is 3 into 10 to the power 7, divided by Q is the charge of electron, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. B is the magnetic field. So this comes out to be 26 centimeters. So this is the radius of the path traversed by the electron. Now it is also asking to calculate the frequency. Now for frequency also, if you go on similar lines, you will get the frequency of rotation is equal to, we know that this is omega by 2 pi. And what is omega? Omega is nothing but V by R. So this is V by 2 pi R. Right? Because from where do we get this? We know that V is equal to R omega. Right? That is how linear velocity and angular velocity is related. So from this we can write V is equal to R into 2 pi nu. Right? So from this we can write nu is equal to V divided by 2 pi R. And here you can write down the value of V. V is given as 3 into 10 to the power 7 divided by 2 into pi into R, where R is the radius which we calculated just now as 26 centimeters. So this comes out to be 2 megahertz. So this is the frequency, and now we have to calculate the energy. So what is energy? Since the particle is moving, so energy refers to the kinetic energy, that is the energy due to motion. So energy will be equal to half mv square. So that is half into m, that is 9 into 10 to the power minus 31 into v square. What is v? V is 3 into 10 to the power 7 into 3 into 10 to the power 7. So this comes out to be 2.5 kilo electron volts. So this is the energy in kilo electron volts. Let us go ahead and look at the next problem. The problem says in a chamber, a uniform magnetic field of 6.5 Gauss is maintained. An electron is shot into the field with a speed of 4.8 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second, normal to the field. Explain why the path of the electron is a circle. So again you have a similar kind of problem. Let us suppose that this is the magnetic field which exists. So an electron is shot into the field with a speed of this much. Let us suppose the speed is given as 4.8 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. So let's just say this is the electron. So it is shot with this speed, say in some direction v. So if you use your right hand thumb rule, you will see that the force acts in this direction. So since force acts in this direction, it will push the electron a little bit towards itself. So let us say the electron will come here instead of going here. Again at this point, the electron will tend to go in this direction. But the magnetic field is downward. So by right hand rule, the force will again try to push it in this direction. So again the electron will come somewhere here. Again it will try to move in this direction, but by right hand rule the force will be along this direction. So now if you look at these points and if you start joining these points, you will end up in a circle. So what does it show? It shows that the magnetic force which acts on the electron, it always acts towards the center, it acts inwardly. So the magnetic force acts like the centripetal force. Therefore, the electron moves in a circular path. That is why the path of the electron is a circle. So here again you can find out the radius of the circular path, that is magnetic force is equal to the centripetal force, which is mv square by r. What is magnetic force? That is qvb, because q into v cross b, theta is 90 degrees, so that will be qvb is equal to mv square by r. So from this you get r is equal to mv divided by qb. So now you can just put the values. M is mass of electron, which is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31. V is 4.8 into 10 to the power 6 divided by Q is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. And B is magnetic field, that is 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. So this gives us 4.2 centimeters. So this would be the radius of the circular orbit. Now let us look at the next problem. In problem 3, obtain the frequency of revolution of the electron in its circular orbit. Does the answer depend on speed of electron? So frequency of circular orbit, we already know that the frequency of a circular orbit is given by QB divided by 2 pi m. We just derived it a couple of times before, right? So now in this, if you put the values, it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into B, that is magnetic field, which is 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 2 into pi into m, that is mass of electron, which is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31. It comes out to be 18 megahertz. Right, so this is the frequency of revolution. Now, does it depend on speed? If you look at this expression, frequency depends on the charge of electron, mass of electron, and the magnetic field. So this frequency is independent of speed of electron. So it doesn't depend upon the velocity of electron. So it is independent of it. And this forms the basis of your cyclotron, right? Because the frequency of revolution does not depend upon what is the energy of the electron, right? So even though the speed of the electron still remain the same, but since the radius keep increasing, your the particle gets accelerated again and again, and as a result its energy keeps increasing, even though the frequency of revolution doesn't have an effect because of that. Now let us look at the last problem, which is based on the cyclotron. This problem says that a cyclotron's oscillator frequency is 10 megahertz. What should be the operating magnetic field for accelerating protons if the radius of its Ds is 60 centimeters. What is the kinetic energy of the proton beam produced by the accelerator? So let us look at the first part first. What should be the operating magnetic field for accelerating protons? Now, whatever is the oscillator frequency of the cyclotron, you would need that much frequency to be applied to the cyclotron for accelerating the charged particles, right? So that means the oscillator frequency should be equal to the cyclotron frequency, right? Which is given as 10 megahertz, which is equal to 10 into 10 to the power 6 hertz. Right? Now, we have to calculate. Now, we know that the cyclotron frequency is given by QB divided by 2 pi m. Now, here we know the charge on a proton and the mass of a proton. So, we can calculate the value of the magnetic field. So, this comes out to be 2 pi m into nu c divided by q. So, you can put these values. M is mass of proton, which is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27. Nu c is the cyclotron frequency, which is 10 to the power 7 hertz. Charge is the charge on proton, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this value comes out to be 0.66 Tesla. So this is the value of the magnetic field which has to be applied for accelerating the protons. Now here it says that the radius of the Ds is given as 60 centimeter. Calculate the kinetic energy. Now I told you in that slide what would be the kinetic energy of the protons which will come out of the cyclotron. It will be half mv square. What is v? V is the velocity with which the protons will come out of the cyclotron, right? So this velocity is nothing but r into omega whole square, right? So this we can write it as r into omega is nothing but 2 pi nu. So this square. So now we know all the values. Half into m is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27. This into what is r? Radius is given as 60 centimeter, that is 0.6 meters, into 2 into 3.14 into nu, that is the frequency, which is 10 to the power 7, this whole square. So this entire value on calculation comes out to be 7 mega electron volts. So this would be the kinetic energy of the protons with which they will go out of the cyclotron, right? So now that we have solved a couple of problems, thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.